Hey guys, it's Nadia from LiaDia Designs, and today we're making patterns in resin. So what we're going to do first is prep our board. So this is a cradle board or a wooden canvas board, and I've gone ahead and I've put painter's tape along the back to protect it from drips. And what I've also done is I've put some canisters underneath the board, so this way it's going to prop it up from the table so that any drips that drip off the side will land on the plastic on the table and not pool underneath our canvas. So you want to make sure that your table is level, and then once your board is propped up, you want to make sure that's level as well. So I've done that already. If you like, you could prime your board with some paint or some sealer, just to kind of seal it from any air bubbles that might come through. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to go ahead and pour straight on top, but it is an option. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pour our base layer. Here I'm using this beautiful sapphire blue, and we're just going to cover the entire board with it. And I'm using a popsicle stick to kind of spread it out. And then I'm also going to go ahead and make sure that we've covered the sides. For this tutorial, I'm not overly concerned about what the sides are going to look like on this board. I am going to let the resin drip down the sides, but I'm not going to be overly concerned about how it looks, because generally what I do with a lot of my paintings, I end up painting the sides afterwards. So, but I will cover it just to kind of let the resin seal along the sides as well, so we have that nice rounded edge, and from our corners. And then once we have this done, we'll go ahead and start adding the other colors. Okay, so we're ready to start adding our other colors. So I've mixed mica powders in with just clear resin for these colors, and this resin was all mixed at the same time as our blue. And we're just going to go ahead and just pour these in thin lines in somewhat of a curved or an S type pattern. And we don't want them all to be uniform. We want them to be a little bit different and unique. There's no right or wrong here, guys. We're just basically pouring and trying to create some interesting patterns, as well as kind of equalizing how much coverage we're getting with each color. But again, this is all personal preference. So I'll go ahead and finish adding all my colors here. I'm going to go into a time lapse, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Okay, so this last blue that we're adding is actually more of a glitter. So the first three were pigment powders, and this one is a sapphire blue glitter. So we're just going to finish this up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to let it sit for 25 minutes. So it's been about 25 minutes, and again, the timing of this is going to be determined by your resin. As many of you know, the resin that I use is a medium viscosity, and it has about a 40-minute working time. So 25 minutes or so for me after pouring is probably closer to 30 to 35 minutes. And we want it to get to the point where it's going to hold its shape. As you can see, we're taking a toothpick and we're just, again, doing S patterns or curve patterns, but in the opposite direction. So we were originally going on an angle from the bottom left to the top right. Now we're making S patterns from the top left to the bottom right. So, and again, you can see I'm moving pretty quickly here just because the resin will start getting a little bit thicker, but what's going to happen is it's not going to move as much, and that's what we want, so that it's going to hold the pattern for us. And again, there's no right or wrong here, just kind of going by feel to see what looks good. And once we're done, we'll give it a little tiny bit of heat just to get rid of any bubbles. But basically, we're not going to try to move anything too much, and then we'll leave it to sit overnight, and then we'll see how it looks in the morning. And here's the final product. I had some extra resin, so I poured those into these extra little molds I had. But you can see the final piece here. It held its shape really well. This is great for backgrounds or just as a final piece. I hope you guys liked this tutorial, and if you did, please leave me a like and a comment. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye.